What's up, everybody? What's up? What's going on? It's your boy Jacob. Welcome to After the Huddle. Jared should be popping in here any second now. Uh, he was having some connection issues, so we'll get into it here shortly. We got a lot of news, a lot of stuff that happened for Week 8. We had the trade deadline. It was great. They had a lot of good moves. Uh, I thought Razul Douglas from the Packers going to the Bills was a good move, especially for the depth and what they need over there in Buffalo right now, considering the injuries and the way the defense has played hasn't really been up to what we saw, especially in the first couple weeks. But uh, yeah, they had some other moves. Washington trades Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second round pick. That was crazy. Uh, because he was balling. When we discussed this with uh with some friends. Oh, what's up, Dwayne? What's up, baby? Yeah, man, I'm just waiting on my co-host to come in here now. Uh he had some connection issues, so he had to go get that settled real quick. Uh yeah, I'm just talking a little bit about the trade deadline. Uh they had Montez Sweat go to the Bears. I thought that was crazy because when I was discussing my dad, he's a Washington fan. So when I was discussing it with him about who they thought they were going to trade, he thought that they were going to just trade Chase Young and keep Montez Sweat. But when they ended up trading both of them, he wasn't really a big fan of getting both of them, but he understood why they did. Everybody's coming up for a payday. Uh, and then I saw it on a few different platforms where they gave like an F grade for getting a third round for Chase Young. And I could see that where people might think that considering, he's like 24. He was a second overall pick that you spent on him and you're only gonna get a third round back. That's not obviously not good, but he's been injured and he hasn't been the same since his rookie season. You know, it was a crazy trade. I thought what was crazier was sending them to the 49ers. Like, I understand Washington's not going to win a championship from now for a while, but Lord, bro, you got to send that man there. You could have sent him somewhere else. You sent Montez Sweat to the Bears, so you did somebody a favor, but you send them to an already good defensive line in uh San Francisco. That's crazy. That's just wild. Donovan People Jones went from the Browns to the Lions. That was a great trade for the Lions to get depth, especially with Jameson Williams been in and out the lineup with his injuries and his off the field stuff. Amon Ross St. Brown's been hurt a little bit this year, so they've been banged up a little bit at wide receiver. And it was good for them to go ahead and get another like slot guy, some depth. Uh, who else got traded? Oh, Josh Dobbs. Donovan People Jones. Is that where he did? You know what? You're right. You're right. He did start off his career in Detroit. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I did forget about that. But I mean, hey, if it works, it works. They need the depth over there at wide receiver. Like I said, Amon Ross St. Brown's been getting hurt. Uh, and Jameson Williams hasn't really shown what he's capable of yet. And on top of that, all the off the field stuff. So he's been in and out the lineup. Uh, but what else? Who else got traded? Like I said, Josh Dobbs to the Vikings. They needed somebody over there that could step in because they can compete still. I think Justin Jefferson's going to come back. He's not out for the season. He's going to come back. So when he comes back, that's the ultimate question. Uh, Now, what they gave up for him though was not much. It wasn't a lot. They didn't give him a lot. It was like a seventh round pick, and they swapped sixth round picks basically. Like that's all they gave up for Josh Dobbs. I feel that's kind of disrespectful for, even though I know starter. Oh, there he is. Let's go. There he is.
Bruh, oh my god, bullshit.
Hold on,
You hear
real
me?
quick. Yeah, hold on 1 second.
All right. Where are you at right now?
At the house.
No, I meant like
Oh,
talking.
I was talking a little bit about the trade deadline and the trades that we saw and all that good stuff. But Dwayne's in here talking. What? Yeah, Vikings needed a running back. I mean, they traded for Cam Akers earlier on. So it's not to say that I still don't think they needed one, but their offensive line is still iffy, and their what's it called is kind of piss poor. Their offensive line is kind of piss poor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Akers either. To be honest with you, I'm really not a fan of Akers. But that's just the guy that they have there now. In fact, I forgot to check out the new banner. I put all the scores in.
Oh, word.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We in business. So, like I was saying, I'm not a fan of Akers either. They gave him like 10 carries for 31 yards, the game before last or last game. Yeah, game before this past one. And that was more carries than Madison got. And he had less yards per carry. And they were still giving him the ball. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the reasoning for it. It confused me.
Right.
But I talked a little bit about what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for here? Like Montez Sweat and Washington traded Montez Sweat and Chase Young, and they got a second round pick for Montez Sweat, which I thought was a good trade. But the one to San Francisco for a third round, and then what a lot of people don't know, is that San Francisco's third round pick that they traded to Washington actually doesn't even come from them. It comes from a three-team trade a while back from another team.
Here we go with the likes and shit.
Hey, bro. Hey, the bubbles, man. The bubbles. But yeah. I never thought he was ready to leave college, but hey. I mean, he got a ring, don't he?
Who, Akers?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, he got a ring. He was hurt. He got hurt, and Henderson took over the job when they won. Was that 2 years ago?
Unless he's talking about Chase Young.
I think he's talking about Akers.
I do too. I don't. Yeah. No, he said no.
No. I don't know who he's talking about then. He's not talking about Akers.
But
he is talking about Akers. He's not talking about Chase Young. That's what I was saying. So he is talking about Akers. Did
you talk about this yet?
Oh no, I have not gotten to that storyline yet. Nah, I didn't got to that one yet. I have it set up for when. Have you looked at the banners?
Not the banners, because I went through.
Go look at the banners and go look at what I did.
I see them. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. I got very detailed tonight. I got very detailed tonight in our banners. Yes, sir. I was bored. I was at my daughter's dance practice, and I was just chilling, so I had time.
Yeah, Dwayne, bro, they fired him at 12:30 at night.
Yeah, this shit was hilarious. 12:30 at night.
I got the notification when I woke up this morning at 5:30, and I immediately sent it to you. I'm like,
yeah, man. Yeah, I was not surprised. We've been talking about it for how long now that Josh McDaniels needed to be fired? It's been too long. We've been at this conversation for too long.
On top of that, they fired Ziegler too, the GM. And then on top of that, they're benching Jimmy G. On top of that, they
firing the offensive coordinator. Yeah, bro. They are cleaning house, fucking house right now.
It's a little bit too late, I think, honestly.
Yeah, the Raiders fired the coach.
That's sick. Hey, but we've seen Josh McDaniel. We've seen this before from him. That like who cares? Uh, dumpster fire for real. Dumpster fire for real.
No, straight up.
Hold on 1 second.
Today's bitch has been going to shit, bro.
What you mean?
First, it was work. Fucking. I have a trash truck. I'm not a trash truck. A trash bucket for the leaves and shit.
Uh-huh.
That bitch going off the truck, son. Gone. Like I don't know
What?
where it went.
What?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Like gone, son. Like it's not even on the truck no more. Don't know where it went. Don't know if somebody took that bitch off of it for some fucking reason. Don't know if
Oh
it
yeah,
flew
somebody definitely took it off.
off. And
That's a no-brainer. Talk about a trick or treat, you're fired. Yo, that's fucked.
yeah, I guess him and Craig are the only ones that can get fired on their day off.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
But yeah,
Well,
bro,
I mean, was it expensive?
no, it was just an empty chlorine bucket. But I mean, still, where the fuck does it go? Like it's a big old 100-pound drum bucket, son. Like when it's full.
Maybe somebody took it thinking like, hey, like it's like one of them drummers that we see in New Orleans all the time, like, and they needed some buckets, Who knows?
Possibly. And then what else? And then my pool net went missing. Don't know where that shit's at right now.
Yo, you just out here losing everything. What the fuck?
Then the ring light broke. Both of them broke just now recently.
Wow. My man's is having a day.
Oh,
My
yeah.
man's is having a day over there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been a day.
But I'll be back 1 second. Entertain the people.
Entertain the people.
I gotta go grab something.
I'll just tell y'all about my misery woes today. If I have a vacuum that I use to clean all the pools and shit with the leaves, get to the last pool, doing my thing, the bitch dies on me. On top of that, I didn't have my goddamn net. So that just pissed me off. So I just ended up just going to fuck home. But once he comes back, I don't know, Jake, if you can hear this or not, but we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it with this. Like we all seen this coming. We seen it coming from last year, and I think honestly, I think he was the first year last year. I don't remember how far along into his contract he got, but we seen this coming. The fans were saying it. The fans were yelling at Mark Davis to fire him. There's video of it. There's actual video of fans telling Mark Davis to fire Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, no, we've been talking about. Yeah, this is his he got a year and a half into his contract, and they fired him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were talking about it last offseason. Like, what are we doing here? Why is he still a head coach? He shouldn't be a head coach.
Yep.
So, but all right, we're gonna do what we do here. We're gonna get into these games, and we're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna talk some fantasy. Let me go ahead and pull up everything. All right. What?
What's up?
Trying to pull up. There we go. All right. And the first game that we have on tap is the misery game that I had to sit there and endure.
Oh my God, son.
Giants lose embarrassingly to the Jets, 10-13 in overtime. -9 total passing yards for the Giants, bro.
I seen Danny DeVito play.
-9. God damn it, it's Tommy DeVito, you dick. Bro, -9 passing yards. And I gotta ask, this is my question. And I want to ask you first before I get into my spiel of it.
What's up, fantasy?
Drop
your record in drop your record in the chat like we talked about before.
Oh, that is one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to get the picks. I did forget to get the picks.
Oh, it's right.
I'll tell you what.
We'll get back to it Friday.
We'll just go through it now. Like I know I picked the Giants. We both picked the Giants in this one.
Yeah.
That's both of us taking an L.
Yeah.
-9 passing yards, Jared. Bruh. I literally had to sit there like it was 1960s football. It was terrible. It was miserable. Oh my God. Please, God, send us some quarterbacks and receivers because we are dying out here. We are literally dying. Oh, and offensive lineman while you're at it. That's a big bow tied on the top because our offense is completely garbage. It's trash. It's terrible. It is the worst offense I've ever seen the Giants have ever. Period. Bar none. Like, this is absolutely, it's egregious. This shit is egregious. More punts than passing. That is tragic. That is fucking tragic, bro. Like, I don't think y'all realize what I had to sit through watching that game. Like, I'm lucky that I got to watch another game on another screen while watching this one at the same time because I barely watched this one. There was nothing exciting about it besides that Breece Hall touchdown. Nothing. Even the one that we scored, still not exciting.
I needed that Breece Hall touchdown too.
Yeah, same. I needed it too. I said, "Fuck it, bro." And then Graham Gano misses a field goal in the first half. Oh, here he goes. And so, but the thing is Graham Gano misses a kick in the first half. I let it slide. I'm like, okay, I get it. He's not 100%. It's a 41-yarder, maybe 40. It was a 47. It's 47, 41. I couldn't remember which one.
What's wrong?
But he missed it. Oh man, I think he something was wrong with him. He wasn't 100%. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he wasn't 100%.
Dwayne, are you a Miami fan?
Dwayne is a Miami fan. Yes.
Oh, okay. we got all the fan bases coming in.
Yeah, we all over the place.
We got your boy Rock was a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan, yeah.
Cozy is an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I mean, this game was just miserable to watch. Like I said, Graham Gano missed a field goal. We go in the second half. We're playing well. We have the ball. It's like a minute left, bro. We're driving down the clock. They stop us. Get to a fourth down. It's like a 30-something yard field goal, 37-yard field goal. This dude missed it with like 30 seconds left. And then, Jared, not only did he miss it with 30 seconds left, these guys go down the field and scored a field goal to send it into overtime. Made it 10-10. Ridiculous, right? Then, not only that,
we really not right now.
They get the ball first, do absolutely nothing with it, by the way.
We did. We had a good 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are past tense now. We'll see y'all in another 20 years. How about that?
Same with y'all.
Probably with the way our offense plays. But I mean, this is Jared. Was it all on Dable?
I don't know. I didn't get to really watch this game that much. But I mean, from when I did turn it on, it was in the overtime. So I didn't really. I mean, I kept up to the score a little bit. I seen y'all was going back and forth a little bit. Like, you score, you get a stop. They score, y'all get a stop. But I mean, y'all didn't really put up points like that, you know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like that.
And for the longest time, y'all held them to 3 points. I believe, or it was maybe 7, or vice versa. I'm not sure.
7.
But it didn't help that Waller went out again.
Yeah, he could possibly miss multiple weeks.
I seen that. I'm so done with him, bro. So done.
Tragedy strikes, bro. Tragedy strikes. That field, though, there was a lot of people that got injured on that field that day. It wasn't just Giants players. It was also Jets players. That field is fucking trash, bro. All the players hate it.
We're gonna talk about that fantasy.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. This was all on Daboll. Plain and simple. He was coaching scared out there. He was coaching like he didn't want to win and he just didn't want to lose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It really doesn't help that you're down to like your third quarterback too.
I get it, bro, but this is what I explained this earlier to somebody else, bro. This is what these guys get paid to do. They're backups for a reason in the NFL. I get it. You don't versus the turf monsoon. It is, bro, because it's terrible. We get hurt. We lose like 3 players to it every year. It never fails. Non-contact injuries.
I think it's y'all and Arizona that have like 2 of the worst fields.
Bro, non-contact injuries. It's fucking tragic. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. But I mean, this is all on Daboll. It really is. He was coaching bad. He was not coaching at all like he was last season. And I don't like it.
We talked about it briefly on off air, like when the game was going on. Because I even said it, I was like really 2 swing plays back to back in a row in overtime. I was like,
yeah, it was fucking dumb.
I looked down, did something for 1 second, and then looked back up, and it was the same exact play, same exact result. I'm like,
bro, I was so hot, bro. I was so mad. The play calling was absolutely terrible. It really was. It was absolutely terrible. But all right, well, let's just move it on so I can get this. Barkley could have thrown for more than that. And they have him as like the next string quarterback. Like we could have gone Wildcat and he could have done better than -9 yards, bro. This is absolutely wild to me. Well, hold on. What's worse though? What's worse? Let me ask y'all. Let me ask the chat. I'll ask you too. What's worse? Having -9 passing yards on a defense or a defense letting up 70 points? I gotta know, people. What is worse? Because I'll be honest, I couldn't have somebody hang up 70 points on me, bro.
Oh,
I couldn't watch that game. I don't care how well we're doing. I could -9. I could see that. I can understand. It's frustrating not watching an offense just do nothing.
Either way, you're not living either one of them down.
No, you're not. You're not. And I'll never live that -9 down.
Yeah, both of them say -9 passing yards.
Everybody
say -9.
And I get it. Man, I could not have 70 points hung up on me, bro.
Yeah, bro. At that point,
do it.
At that point, you're in a real life video game right there.
At least in that game, it was close. We had a chance to win that game. If you have 70 points dropped on your fucking head, you're not winning the game. I'm just saying, you're not winning the game if you have 70 points dropped on you. There's no way the other team, you score 70 and the other team scores like 77 or 73. Like, miss me with that. I agree. I don't disagree with that. But like I said, we were not only in the game, we were winning. We were winning the game and gave it up literally in the last quarter. And then again in overtime.
Yeah.
But like I said, if somebody scores 70 on you, when are you turning off that game? When they score 50?
40?
I'm saying, like, because you're gonna turn off that game. You're not gonna want to watch it anymore.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to watch that game, but I was watching to see if we were gonna win or not. I would never want to see my team get 70 dropped on their fucking head. Ain't no way, bro. I couldn't. I'd much rather this, because then I can always say, "Hey, we lost in overtime on a game." I agree. I don't disagree. But listen, -9 passing yards is definitely sad, but we were winning the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It is sad. The Jets won in overtime. I agree, but if exactly. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Giants went into overtime, but Denver had absolutely no shot at beating Miami. You see the difference now?
See, I agree with this one. I agree. I agree what he's saying on this. He's saying that,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Y'all barely lost this game. He's saying, the Jets barely won, but on the Giants' performance, like, if y'all don't miss that kick, y'all win that game.
We missed 2 kicks, bruh. We missed 2 kicks.
I didn't know y'all missed 2.
We missed 2 kicks. We missed one in the first half and one in Jets do suck. I don't
Jets are
disagree
ass.
with that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, I'd rather be watching a game where our offense is playing bad and we're still in it than my defense give up 70 and I know we're going to lose for a fact.
Boy, I'm about to tell you something when we get to New England game that I heard today, something that shocked the fuck out of me. It's
Well,
gonna
we're
probably
going to get
shock you
into
too.
we're going to get into a couple of these games. Jags, like I said, take care of business at home against the Steelers. Jags are now on a 5-game win streak, bro.
Miami's got all the fucking speed, dude. All
Yeah,
the
but they have
speed.
no defense. They have no
None.
defense.
None.
Jalen Ramsey coming back definitely helps them out on the back end. But
Yeah,
they lack a pass
decent
rush. But they lack an elite pass rush that when you go up against the elite teams
Fair
in
enough.
the
I
playoffs.
do want to
Like-
say I do like Van Ginkel. I think that's his name. I do like him.
Yeah, I mean, and Christian Wilkins isn't bad. I like him too.
Oh yeah, him and Jalen Phillips, I believe his name is.
Yeah,
I do like him.
I mean, they're not bad. I just don't think that they're elite. Trevor Lawrence in this game, 24-32, 292, a touchdown and interception. ETN chipped in 79 on the ground. Evan Ingram, 10 catches, 88 yards. It's not bad. 18 points in fantasy, right? Well, yeah, 18 points in fantasy right there.
Yeah,
Almost 19.
I'm happy I got ETN when I did.
I'll start with this question real quick and start on the thing because it's just a quick question. Do the Steelers have a chance at all to make the playoffs? They're sitting 4-3 right now. Their offense is really lackluster. Their defense has kept them in games, but their offense is really terrible. Do they have a chance to make a playoff spot in that AFC, which is really good?
I don't know. Because if you look at what Baltimore is doing right now, Baltimore is not a slouch right now, and then neither is.
Yeah, we'll get to that
Cincinnati.
game a little bit later. Yeah.
And then Cincinnati's balling out now.
Mm-hmm. They've won 3 straight.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to say right now if Baltimore would make it or not.
No, you mean Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Pittsburgh, my bad.
Oh, okay, well then that gets me to my first question. Are the Jags true contenders to win it all?
I got a better question for you. Is the Jags defense legit?
You can't say that going up against that Pittsburgh offense.
No,
come on.
I get it, but I mean, nobody's really been able to run the ball against them like that.
I mean, true. I don't disagree. I heard the Giants had a deal done for Adoree Jackson and failed to call it in on time. That's just extremely disappointing. I'm tired of his fucking ass. Bro, send his ass back to USC. I am done with that dude, bro. Oh my God, I'm so done with him.
And New England called for Chase Young too?
For Chase Young?
Yeah. How we didn't offer
I can see
him,
that.
I don't know why we didn't offer like a third or anything for him. Tripping.
You know how Bill is. He want to get him for a 6th. Do you feel me?
Yeah,
he want to trade him for a water boy on the bench.
we gotta save that for New England. I got some shit for that one.
That's fucking great. But yeah, I mean Pittsburgh didn't do shit in this game offensively, bro. 3 of 12 from third down, absolutely terrible. They allowed 3 sacks. Both had 6 penalties, but I mean Pittsburgh punted 6 times, and threw 2 interceptions. Kenny Pickett did
get knocked out too.
Well, okay, yeah, Kenny Pickett didn't throw a pick. My bad. It was Mr. Trubisky who threw 2 picks. I'm sorry. They couldn't get a run game going. Jalen Warren 5 carries, 19 yards. Najee Harris 7 carries, 13 yards. Holy fuck. Kenny Pickett had 1 rush for 10 yards. Mr. Trubisky ran the ball 3 times for 18 yards. So in total, they had 70 yards rushing, but it was not consistent. That's what I said. I don't think it's legit. They play in the trash division. They're going up against a schedule right now of teams that don't have great offenses. I mean, look at what they're doing against Pittsburgh. Everybody's defense is going to look good against Pittsburgh's offense. It's just that bad.
Have they played Kansas City yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the game I want to. That's one of the games I want to see.
But I mean, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think the defense is legit, but I do think that the Jaguars as a team is. I mean, you look at the way that offense is moving right now; it is rolling, and they're like 22-3 in their last 25 games or some shit like that. 21-3. It's crazy the record they've had in the last 24, 25 games. And then 2 of those 3 losses were to the Chiefs. You know, no, I think he said KC. I thought you were talking about Pittsburgh, KC.
No, I was asking if the Jags already played Kansas City. 'Cause I want to know
My
if
bad.
they if they played them or not, or won or lost.
Yeah. The Kansas City beat them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought you were
couldn't
talking about
remember.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, I couldn't remember.
But yeah, I do. I think the Jags they can compete. I really do.
I do. I mean, I do too. We called it last year about the Jags winning the division this year. Okay, so they lost 17-9.
Yeah. 17-9. Gotcha. But yeah, so I mean, I think that they can compete. I think they'll have a problem with Kansas City. Kansas City seems to have their number right now. They'll probably have a problem with the Browns if they meet if Deshaun Watson's playing because the Browns defense is actually legit.
Yeah.
And they'll have a problem with the Ravens if they run into the Ravens because their defense is legit. So they go up against a really good defense, they're gonna have problems. But if they can overcome that, they can win a championship. All right.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
I said no. I feel that because I was thinking back to the championship game, not championship, the playoff game last year against Kansas City. They could have won the game. They could have had it, but
Yeah.
the second half they just kind of gave it up.
Yeah. But all right, we'll move on to the next game. Eagles come back against the Commanders, 38-31. AJ Brown 6 consecutive games with 125 plus yards. Jared, are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the league?
You know, Cozy's gonna love hearing us say this shit, but yeah, as of right now, yeah. I mean, I would think so.
Jags have a tough schedule coming. Yeah, and that's going to put them to the test. That's going to put them to the test.
Yeah, no, I mean,
what were you saying though?
I think Philly is, you know, the best team right now because San Francisco's on a 3-game losing streak right now, and they can't stop nobody.
Seattle took first place in the division by half a game, boy.
Oh,
Me and Cozy called that one.
oh,
Right now, it's looking good. We'll see. They got to play again.
yeah.
But I mean, bro, the Commanders were in control of this game for most of the game. They really were.
And it's hilarious, bro. Because like as I'm watching like highlights and shit of like during everything's happening, I'm like sitting there watching the game. I see the score. I'm like, there's no way this motherfucker did this. I'm watching. I'm like, sure enough, they're winning right now. And then I see the tush push happen, and I was like, then he fumbled the ball. I'm like, there's no way he just predicted this shit to happen.
Yeah, I almost did. Came close. Came real close. When he threw the pick, that's when I knew that.
I'm not talking about the win part. I'm talking about like you called the fourth and whatever stop.
Oh, that they were gonna stop the tush push one time? Yeah. I knew they were gonna stop it just once. I didn't think they would stop it more than once, but yeah, I knew they would stop it more than one, at least once, at least. So that was
where are you hiding the DeLorean?
Dude, bro. No, man, it's just like there was so much talk about it, bro. There was so much talk about it. I knew that was going to be bulletin board for them. So the one thing that they were going to try most to do is stop that play. I knew that they were going to do that, and I don't even so much say that they stopped it. It was more of a funky handoff between Jason Kelce to fuck, why is his name drawing a blank? Jalen Hurts. But hey, either way, no matter what happens, it's still still
wild.
like that. Eagles have been in 5-1 possession games so far this year. That is a crazy stat. Thank you for adding that in there. That is a crazy stat. I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's just like Minnesota last year.
Yep. and that's the thing. Are they going to be able to sustain that? And right now, that's what I'm saying. Are they the best team in the league? They have the best record, but are they the best team in the league?
I mean, I say so.
Right now, I'll say so. Right now. But I'm watching out for the Ravens right the Ravens have just looked so good, especially their defense. Their defense is unbelievable,
I think the Ravens defense is the number one defense in the league right now.
bro. It's unbelievable how good they are. It really is. They're unbelievably good. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen is probably the best combo of linebackers, and the only ones that rival them are Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw over at San Francisco.
On top of
But
that,
these
they got
guys are
Clowney
good.
too. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
these
they have
guys are
Clowney
good.
now.
So I'll say right now that Philly's the best team in the league, but I'm gonna leave that debate open for discussion until we get a little bit closer to the end of the season, at least. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but all right, let's move it on to this game that was crazy. The Cowboys massacred the Rams 43-20. Stafford got injured, hurt his finger or his thumb, something like that. Dak goes 25-31, 304, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Deron Bland, I think, had a pick six. Cowboys defense, did what they always do. I didn't put my question in there. I just forgot to write it in there. But my question for this game and moving forward is: are you surprised when you see the Cowboys do something like this?
No, not necessarily. Because we've kind of seen it all season so far. Basically, I mean, the defense gets turnovers like it's nothing basically right now. And then Dak's playing good ball. He talked about cutting down on the interceptions, and that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, no, I agree. He did it. He did have one this game, but he has cut down on them overall. I do agree with that. I mean, he had a hell of a game. Defense had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, like, I'm not surprised by this, and I still don't think they're the best team in the league. I still don't even think they're the best team in the NFC. The thing about it, bro, is that they've done this against bad teams. We've talked about the Jets are bad. They did this to the Jets. We talked about how the Rams aren't that great. They did this to the Rams. We talked about how the Giants absolutely terrible. They did this to the Giants. So, what good team have they done this to show me that they're actually dominant? Because the moment you get Dak Prescott uncomfortable and the pressure is on him, he doesn't play well. He doesn't. You know what he is? He is a more athletic Brock Purdy.
Mm.
Dak Prescott is a more athletic Brock Purdy. And let me tell you why. Brock Purdy is semi-athletic. He can move around a little bit. But you get pressure to him, he's not going to get out of sacks.
Who
Dak
you just say?
Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy. Yeah. Dak Prescott's just a more athletic version of him. He can move a little bit more in the pocket, scramble out a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for here? Extend the play, stuff like that. But outside of that, what does he do that Brock Purdy doesn't do?
No, that's fair.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
don't get me started on Purdy.
me and him are in a Twitter group chat. I've seen him going on about Purdy because somebody was like they were debating it at first.
About what? With Purdy?
About Purdy and I think somebody else.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't see anything that Dak does that's special to me outside of what Purdy brings to the table, like, at all. I don't see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So until somebody can explain to me the difference between Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott without bringing up athleticism, I'll forever think that Dak Purdy and Dak Prescott are the same person. They're the same person, just different body types, same quarterback. But
I mean, yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, let's move it on to another game. We had that kind of wasn't surprising. All this crazy shit that happened. We had the Vikings win convincingly over the Packers. Sorry, 24-10. Cousin gets hurt, tears his Achilles, out for the season.
R.I.P. Kirk Thuggins.
Yeah, he did have a good game before he went out. 23-31, 274, 2 touchdowns. KJ Osborne, 8 receptions for 99 yards, 1 yard off that 100-yard game. On the flip side, Jordan Love, 24-41, 229 touchdown, a pick. They couldn't get any kind of run game going against a defense that has not been good. They scored 10 points against a defense that's terrible. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They're not a good defense. And I don't understand, even with they have weapons. Romeo Dobbs is not bad. Christian Watson is not bad. Even Jaden Green is a really good rookie, in my opinion. And they are not utilizing these guys to their full potential. Yep. And I don't know if it's just because Jordan Love is that bad or the offensive line is just that bad. He's not giving them enough time. But I think it's the latter. I think Jordan Love is just not that good. I thought he was going to come out and play well. He looked that good in the beginning of the season. He played well then. But, man, these last, 4 games, they've been terrible. He's been bad.
League's got tape on him now.
I don't disagree. I'm not really disagreeing with you on that. But, I mean, they just look so bad. Love is booty cheeks. He's tragically bad. He is bad. I didn't think he was going to be that bad. He didn't look that bad starting. So, but he has not played well carrying on into the middle of the season.
I mean, Green Bay can't get that lucky. I mean, you can't get 3 quarterbacks in a row, right?
Yeah. We talked about in the beginning. We talked about Vikings trading for Josh Dobbs. Maybe still trying to fight for a wild card spot over there because I think Detroit's going to handily win that division. But Jared,
go ahead.
Is Matt LaFleur on the hot seat? And go.
I don't think he is. It's just I just don't think Jordan Love's the answer. I mean, the defense, they just traded Rasul Douglas to Buffalo, so there goes part of their secondary right there.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think LaFleur is on the hot seat.
You don't think he's on the hot seat either? I don't necessarily know if he is or not. I mean, how many years has he been the coach now?
Oh, he's been there for a good while.
He's been there for a good while, right? What has he done? He's not even brought him to a Super Bowl.
He hasn't brought him to the Super Bowl, but I mean, they made the playoffs, I think, with once or twice.
Yeah, and then what happened? You got stomped by San Francisco both times.
Yeah.
Both times you got stomped by San Francisco. So, I mean, and then now you have a guy with Jordan Love. It's crazy how that works out, right?
It's the same thing with Eli Apple and Tyreek Hill.
Yep. Yeah, because they both play with Miami now. But no, I just now you have Jordan Love, who's a worse quarterback than what A-Rod is. They're not going to go anywhere, and at some point, it's going to be on GM and coaching. And guess who's going to be the first to fall? The coach.
Let me ask you this. So, obviously, Jordan Love's not the answer.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're going to end up moving off of first? I mean, I have a feeling I know who it is. But who do you think they move off of first? Aaron Jones or Dillon? I'm saying Jones because, I mean, he's been there longer.
They're gonna move off of Jones.
Yeah.
AJ Dillon's younger. Jones is always injured. Yeah.
And which it kind of surprised me that they didn't like.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with fantasy football. Jones is going to go first out of the two. But okay, all right. Well, I got my answers. You got my answers. All right, Jared. This one not only fucked up my parlay last week, This was my guaranteed game winner, and it got ruined, bruh. Because the Titans surprised the Falcons, win 28-23. Will Levis throws 4 touchdowns in his debut. What the fuck, bro? DeAndre Hopkins catches 3 of them. I was baffled. Real answers both on that AJ Green. I mean, AJ Dillon and Jones. I mean, true. Dillon is not that guy. No, he's not. He's not that guy. He's a good goal line running back, but I don't think he's a guy for like every down. No, I agree with that. But like I was saying, Will Levis, 4 touchdowns, 3 of them DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, this game was insane. The fact that he was able to do that, I had it guaranteed. Falcons win over the Titans. Rookie quarterback gets a good defense, and what happens? Him and DeAndre Hopkins act like they've been playing backyard football since they were kids.
No, for real. I ended up going.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, bruh? That was insanity. In 19 of 29, 238, 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, because he's throwing the ball so well, chips in with 22 carries and 101 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, only 4 catches and 3 touchdowns. What is he, fucking Randy Moss now? Like, come on.
That was the first thing I thought, too.
Like, bro, 128 yards and 3 touchdowns on 4 catches. Absolutely fucking insanity. I don't care what anybody says. Falcons ended up pulling Desmond Ridder and playing Tyler Heineke, and they started to come back, but they just never did.
We're about to start putting over-unders for these fucking
Titans money line. That's a good bet. That was a good bet if you did, Doug. That's man. But Vrabel knew Arthur Smith too well. Titans playing for that game.
Oh, that's right.
I expected their defense to play well. Yeah, I expected them to play well defensively against that offense. The offense isn't that good. Titans defense, while they lost Kevin Beard, it's not a big problem over there because everybody else still kind of remained the same. And even though he was a Pro Bowl, he wasn't like playing like it before he left. But man, I'll tell you what, the way that they scored with a rookie QB, that's what impressed me. Yeah, that is what impressed me.
I'm sitting there watching all the games, and I get a notification from Bleacher Report and it says DeAndre Hopkins has 3 touchdowns. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I knew Levis was starting. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I turned that game on, and I'm like, it was just by going to halftime. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then I texted Coffee. I'm like, so y'all found y'all's quarterback for the future? He's like, it seems so.
That's what I'm saying. Did the Titans find their franchise guy? Then football addict says Levis will come back to reality this week versus the Steelers. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to play a really good defense. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But
you still got to face TJ Watt, Pat P, Joey Porter Jr., Minka.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see for sure. But, man, the way he played against that defense was insane. I don't care what anybody says. Regardless if they knew the game plan or not, he still went out there and executed it. You saw how I broke down D-Hop.
No, I'm gonna have to go find those videos if you got them.
Well, all right, Jared. It's that time of the show. You know what time it is. Yep, Dolphins show dominance over the Patriots, 31-17. Hill and Waddle combined for 15 receptions, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, the offense looked great. 31 points against a pretty good defense. I wouldn't say great, especially with Judon and Christian Gonzalez both hurt and out. They're not really. Kendrick Bourne catches another touchdown this week. 3 receptions,
but also costed him his ACL.
His ACL, that's correct. Mac Jones, 19-29, 161, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Tua on the flip side, for 30 of 45, 324, 3 touchdowns, a pick. Raheem Mostert carries 13 carries, 46 yards and a touchdown. Waddle went absolutely dumb. 7 receptions, 121 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill on the other side of him goes for – I'm sorry. I had it on the wrong side. Goes for 8 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown. Jared, you're the fan. you know more about the Patriots than I do. I'll say something real quick before I ask you this question. Y'all suck.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't as bad as us, but y'all suck. Y'all are still bottom 10 in the league.
You know,
Especially with the injuries y'all have right now. It's tragic.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez looked like he was playing really well before he went down. But Jared, where do the Patriots go from here going forward? What is the way to get back on track and get this offense not only playing better, but this entire team, because the defense, like I said, gave up 31 points to a Dolphins team that I know their offense is explosive, but we've seen them get stopped before. So
Yeah.
what's up? Where do we go from here with the Patriots?
First, we gotta get back on track with a win this week against Washington. I honestly, the trade deadline couldn't have come at any better time with them trading both Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So like,
Facts, yeah, y'all got lucky as fuck with that one.
Yeah, so we ain't gotta worry about that. And their offensive line ain't all that, and it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting matchup to see how Sam Howell plays against Belichick, Belichick's defense. But here's my thing. You know how we went out and got O'Brien in the offseason, gave him all this money?
I thought that was a good pickup.
I did too, because I was talking about that and everything else. My thing is, why are we not including him in player elevations on game day? And there was another thing, in offensive game planning for the day.
Because Bill has all the power.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you would think you hire him to coach the offense. He needs to have say in what player personnel is coming out on the field for certain plays, who's getting elevated from the practice squad and everything. But why are we giving him all this money if you're not going to let him do that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I see your point. It's not like I'm saying like, it's not that I'm saying that Bill has all the power and he shouldn't do it. He should give some of that power to Bill O'Brien to help evaluate players and all that stuff. But Bill's not going to do it.
No.
Bill's not going to do it. Bill still wants to, as much as he's won, Bill still wants to prove that he can win without Brady.
Yeah. And
that's the thing. And everybody talks about, oh, it's a system QB. Oh, he's a system QB. Oh, it's Bill Belichick. Well, now look at fucking Bill Belichick. Ain't doing shit without Brady. Oh, y'all fucking suck. I love it. I love seeing this shit. I love it. I fucking love it. I love watching it. I know you love watching it on my side too, but guess what? Y'all weren't the ones that beat y'all in the Super Bowl twice. So I fucking love it.
One thing is, it was
always Brady. It was always Brady, baby.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is the GOAT.
We're one slide ahead of y'all in points per game.
That's what I'm saying. Like y'all are barely better than us. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line barely better, just a little bit better. Wide receivers just a little bit better, little bit better. Quarterbacks just a little bit better.
Like y'all are 32, we're 31.
Yeah.
And I seen before we move off of this game, I seen somebody had said something about like the top 5 draft order or whatever, and I was like, they're saying Caleb Williams, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
And then I think somebody else. But at one point they had him, Marvin Harrison Jr. falling to 4. I'm like, if we're picking at 5 and the Giants are picking at 4, he better be gone before 4. Because I don't want to hear we drafted the best wide receiver in the draft this year, coming from the person that you get what I'm going.
I know exactly what you mean. But all right, well, we got another one. Saints win big over the Colts, man. 38-27. Derek Carr, 19-27, 310, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill, 9 carries, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Look, man, you ask. I want to know the same question. Same answer to this question.
The offensive line.
Yeah.
The offensive line play has regressed. I can tell you that right now. You can watch
easily.
it. You can watch it. look at tape from last year and look at tape from this year, and just watch the breakdown of the offensive line this year compared to how much it withstood last year. It's a complete difference. It really is. It's completely different. But Raheem Shaheed, 3 receptions for 153 yards and a touchdown. He's the big play guy. He's been making some big plays. Gardner Minshew on the flip side, 23-41, 213, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Kind of had a Jordan Love-esque game. Remember when I said those stats earlier? It kind of reminds me of Jordan Love-esque. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Taylor, 12 carries for 95 yards. He tried to chip in, but ultimately the Colts ended up losing this game. Saints had 511 yards of total offense. They needed that big time. They only punted the ball 4 times. 8 penalties though. They gotta play smarter football. Jared, the Saints sit at 4-4. The Falcons are at 4-4. The Bucks are 3-4, and the Panthers, which we'll talk about next, are 1-6. Okay.
Talk about this real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, what's that say? Let's talk Taylor for a second. I mean, bro, he's getting the carries again. You know, he's getting the carries that he was supposed to get in the beginning of the season. But with the way Zach Moss has played, they're splitting carries now because Zach Moss has the touchdown, but Jonathan Taylor had 1 more carry. But I mean, the difference in carries, he had 12 carries for 95 yards, and Zach Moss had 11 carries for 66 yards. That's good running. I don't understand why they're not still running the football more at that point. Why do you have a huge first quarter and then they move to Moss? That's what I'm trying to say. Moss played really well when Jonathan Taylor was out. So now they're trying to give him a reason to want to stay because I know he just signed with Jonathan Taylor, but or this is probably actually where they're going with it. They show Zach Moss's skill set out and try to trade him. See what I'm saying? They can show that they can show film on him so they can try to get a better draft pick for him for other players that might need him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Colts fan, so it's a sensitive subject. I mean, I feel it. But here's the thing. Y'all aren't going to win a Super Bowl this year. I mean, you know that. Realistically, you know you're not going to win a Super Bowl. So, and you signed Taylor for how many years? I think it was 3 years. Was it 2 or 3 years? I can't remember exactly how much it was. I want to say it was 3. But you signed Taylor, and you got him done. Now you really don't need an extra piece at the running back position. He's 3. Okay, so yeah. So 3. Sign him for 3. You really don't need another. I mean, it's good to have that. You know what I'm saying? Where you have a dual running back system, but the money that they're paying there, they're not going to want to pay Zach Moss either. So if you don't want to pay Zach Moss, you'd rather try to trade him and gain some draft capital for him. The better he's playing on the field, the better draft capital you're going to get. And as a Colts fan, that's what you would want. You'd want better draft capital because y'all need a draft. Y'all aren't going to get a lot of free agents to come to Indy. You know, it's Indianapolis. It's not like a huge market. You know, it's not like New York or LA or Houston or some shit like that. Even Houston's got a huge market. But so in order to build a team there, you're going to have to draft it. So I kind of understand why they're still playing Moss to the degree that they are, because then they have film and then you look at the box score and it's like, oh yeah, 11 carries, 66 yards. That's 6 yards to carry. And he had a touchdown. So, you know, they're showing off for draft capital. That's what I think. But Jared, now that you're back, as I was saying, Saints 4-4, Atlanta's 4-4, Tampa Bay 3-4, Carolina 1-6. Jared, is this division up for grabs with everybody?
I would think so.
Oh, he's a free agent after this year. Well, then now at this point, they might just be because the trade deadline's passed. Expect him not to get as much this year. Watch, expect it. I'm telling you. Jonathan Taylor's going to get a lot more carries. I guarantee you. Next week, who do the Colts play next week? They play the Panthers next week. Excuse me. I guarantee you, Jonathan Taylor gets about 17 to 18 carries, while Zach Moss gets about 6, maybe 7.
They're gonna
Watch,
start.
I'm telling you. What's that?
I said they're gonna start phasing him out more.
Exactly. Because now that the trade deadline is passed and they can't trade him, and he's going to be a free agent next season, it makes no sense to keep him on the field unless the only time that you really want to bring him on the field is when Jonathan Taylor it just needs a break, you know.
Right.
So it doesn't need to be split down the middle and carries like they did like this. You're paying Jonathan Taylor, do what he's paid to do, give him the ball. All right. Well, let's move on a little bit here. So this Panthers win a close one, get their first win of the season over the Texans, 15-13. Bryce Young outdueled CJ Stroud, and I think the Texans have a better defense, so I don't know how that happened. Bryce Young, 22-31, 235 and a touchdown. They could not find a running game. Chuba Hubbard was their leading rusher, 28 yards on 15 carries. Absolutely terrible. Adam Thielen is just consistent. 8 catches, 72 yards. That's 15 points in fantasy right there. That's a good solid wide receiver. CJ Stroud. Hold on one sec.
Oh, bro.
I hate him. That trash ass shit. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I gotta say Adam Thielen's been consistent, man. 15 points, that's good for a wide receiver. Classic move. Look at this classic. Look at this.
Did y'all have a bet or anything, or he just came and did that?
No, he just did that because he's a dick.
That's great.
But let me ask you a question. And we talked about this on Friday. I forgot who we were discussing this with. But did everyone jump the gun on Bryce Young a little bit? You know, now that he outdueled the guy that was picked after him, you know, anybody jump the gun a little bit too soon? Too soon? Calling him a bust?
I don't know. I didn't say he was a bust. I know that wasn't me and you.
No. We were on here. It was last show. I can't remember who I was arguing with, but it was getting to that point.
Okay, I don't remember who was on last one, but
I remember he didn't call him a bust. He just said he wasn't good. I think that was Cozy. I think me and Cozy were arguing about it or debating it.
Cozy likes to debate. I fuck with Cozy.
Yeah. Me and Cozy were debating it. He didn't really call him a bust. He just said he's not good. And I don't even think that it's that. I don't even think that is. He's just not. I don't think that he's not good. I just don't think that they have much over there. You have an old ass Adam Thielen. He's been consistent, but it's still old. He's not the guy that's going to be there for the next 5 years. Hayden Hurst is not panned out what we thought he might be.
Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, and neither did Jonathan Mingo. Chuba Hubbard,
Mingo
15 carries of 28 yards. Like they can't run the football.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean they had 44 yards rushing this game. That's it. And they can't run the ball. Like they don't have a great offensive line. That's what I was trying to tell Cozy. That's like it's easy to say someone's bad when there's no support around him whatsoever. Where do you think the first overall pick goes? They go to the worst team in the league here, people. The worst team in the league is where they go to. You expect them to be saviors of the worst team in the league, and that can't happen. You need support.
I think as of right now, since we're starting a new week, I think Arizona again has the number one.
I think so too, especially since Carolina won.
Yeah. saying now that Carolina won, I think that put Arizona in the 1 spot.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move it on a little bit. Seahawks beat the Browns 24-20. It's a great game. It was a great game down to the wire.
Before we came on, I was watching highlights of certain games, and that was the next one I was about to watch because I had just watched the Kansas City game.
Holds out on Ginger. I think he does too. I'm gonna be honest. Me and him talked about that. I think he does. Makes no sense for him to come out right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense for him to come out right now.
Because before we move on to the Seahawks game, because I was talking about Caleb Williams today. USC fell at 24. I don't know if you saw that.
Wait, what?
USC fell at 24 in overall.
24?
24, dog.
That's crazy. So, I didn't think they would fall that far.
And so I'm thinking GMs and owners may see a flaw with Caleb Williams, and he may not go number 1.
Maybe.
And then somebody was saying, he was like, "Oh no, Caleb Williams is definitely going to go number 1." I'm like, well, I mean, I can understand that.
I can understand if he does, but I mean, I want you to think about it like this, Jared. And I'm not trying to shit on him because he's from USC or anything. This is real talk. This guy is supposed to be the best prospect as a quarterback since Peyton Manning. All right, generational talent. And okay, well, just hear me out real quick. This guy is supposed to be a generational talent. Supposed to be one of the greatest quarterback prospects ever. This guy can't even win a bowl game.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't his fault that they lost the bowl game.
No, it's the defense's fault.
But they still haven't won a bowl game.
Yeah.
He still, in his career, has not won a bowl game, and he's this generational talent. But he has never won anything. And he's got a good team.
He's only got the Heisman.
You know? That's great. He was the Heisman last year. They went to the Cotton Bowl, and what happened? They lost to Tulane. Wasn't enough.
Yep.
So I don't see this generational talent. He's good. He's really good. I don't disagree with that. He's a really good quarterback. Generational talent, though, I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah, because that term's getting thrown around a lot now.
You're mute. I cannot hear you.
You hear me?
Still can't hear you. Did these die?
They may have.
Talk again.
You hear me?
Talk.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you hear me?
I don't know. I don't know if it's your end or my end, whether or not catching audio.
Okay. Can you hear me at all?
Fantasy, if you're still in here, let me know if you can still hear me. Oh, you can hear both? I just can't hear him. I don't know what's up. Hold on real quick, Jay. Let me try something.
All right.
All right, try talking.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, Jared, now that I got you back, can the Seahawks take this division? All right. I mean, they're up a half game in the division right now over San Francisco. They're 5-2. San Francisco's 5-3. They still have to play each other again. Now, San Francisco does have a win on them already, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was in Seattle as well.
I don't remember where they last played at, but I do know
Oh no, I
with
take that back. They haven't played yet. I'm sorry. I thought they played already for some reason.
oh,
They haven't played yet. They played the Rams and lost to the Rams. That's who I was thinking of.
okay.
They still play San Francisco twice. Once on November 23rd, once on December 10th.
Okay.
So Jared, can the Seahawks win this division?
They can, but they got to handle business with San Francisco because Arizona is not in running for anything right now. The Rams are kind of wishy washy right now with the aging Stafford. Stafford's also hurt, so I mean, you can't really trust them right now.
Mhm.
So it's really down to them too, and then how Geno plays ball, and then San Francisco's on like we talked about on a 3-game lose streak, and they can't stop nobody yet.
Yeah.
But this was before the Chase Young trade, so I mean that defensive line just got a lot scarier too.
Yeah. No, I did. I don't disagree with that.
He is now paired up with his old college teammate.
Yeah. I mean, Gino had a pretty good game. Excuse me. Against a stellar defense. 23-37, 254, 5 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Kenneth Walker added 8 carries, 66 yards on the ground. Tyler Lockett, 8 receptions, 81 yards and a touchdown. Who we left on the bench. We still ended up winning our fantasy though.
We can never get him right. You heard me? Because you froze for a second.
I didn't freeze. I muted my mic.
Okay, but yeah,
and
we
drank water.
can never get him right, dude. Whether we play him or not.
Yep. The Seahawks do have a tough schedule. That I don't disagree with. I mean they got the Ravens next. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that game is in Seattle.
When is the Seattle already have the bye week?
No, that game's in Baltimore. Yeah, Seattle's had a bye week already. So they got the Ravens at Ravens, then they're home against the Commanders, on the road against the Rams, who they've already lost to, at home against the 49ers. They got to go on the road to face the Cowboys. Then they're on the road to face the 49ers. Then they're at home against the Eagles. Then they're on the road against the Titans, at home against the Steelers, and then on the road to face the Cardinals at the end of the season. That is a tough schedule.
They're on the road with the Cowboys and Niners back to back.
Yep.
That's tough.
That's a tough schedule, bro.
That's hard.
That's a tough schedule.
That's 2 top 5 defenses right there.
Yeah. That is a very tough schedule. So I gotta agree with you. Oh, excuse me. Fantasy football. I gotta agree with that. That's a tough schedule. But all right, let's move it on to this game here. Broncos stunned the Chiefs 24-9. Mahomes' first loss on the road against a divisional opponent in his career. Jared, are the Chiefs in trouble this year?
I don't think they're in trouble. I think this was just a fluke game. Kansas City's defense didn't show up. I mean, granted fact, I take that back. Kansas City's
Their offense didn't show up, in my opinion.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Sky Moore's got to catch that pass.
Yeah, he does.
He dropped that right in the breadbasket. Like, you got to catch
He
that.
does. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Like, if we were on the field playing ball, bro, like back in the day, we would get our ass chewed out just by.
Man,
we wouldn't forget that all night.
Yeah, Mahomes 24-38, 240, 2 picks. Isaiah Pacheco only 8 carries and he had 40 yards. Why are they not running the ball more?
Yeah.
Seattle plays 3 games in 11 days. Ouch.
That's tough.
Ouch.
But like I was saying, Kansas City's front 4 showed up. Kolar, how do you say George? I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't know how to say his last name either. You got me.
Number 56.
Yeah.
He had a fucking game. What other ones was it? Chris Jones. And I forgot the other DN.
I mean, we already know about how Chris Jones is going to be. Chris Jones is
Right.
going to be Chris Jones.
Yeah, the front seven. I mean, the front four showed up, but like the secondary and linebackers just kind of like weren't really trying. And then I gotta say, bro, Mahomes has got the slowest fucking.
I mean, they had 6 sacks on the defensive side, bro.
Yeah, but that was So I mean, would you chalk that up to the front four?
That's the offense, man. The offense didn't produce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you know,
Drop horrible.
Yeah, it's not even that they put. They went 3 of 10 on third down. The Chiefs did. Not very Chiefs like.
No, and then bruh, Patrick Mahomes has got the slowest spin move. Slowest spin move, like
slow as dirt, huh?
you don't spin, bro. He takes 5 steps in a circle, and then runs away. Like he literally spins around, runs around, throws the ball, and then he did it. He did it one time. He got away with it. There was another time where he did it. He got sacked on because the left tackle, left guard, whatever one it was, blocked dude, and then just stood there and watched Mahomes get sacked. I'm like, you couldn't give any more effort, and because like you ran smack into him.
Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson plays KC well. He does. They played well last game at him. You know, it's not that he doesn't play. To be honest, Russell Wilson has been fairly decent most of the year.
Yeah, and I think what also fucked it up, Nick Wright jinxed him. I think Nick Wright was going on about. I was like, yeah, we're 12-0 against.
Yeah, 13-0 because they beat them 2-3 weeks ago. They beat Denver when Travis Kelce had that crazy game.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, we're 12-0, so we're gonna make it like 13-0." And then I think it was Bruce Arians who said it too. He's like, "Records were meant to be broken," and sure enough,
yeah, no, it was Denver. I mean, Denver had a game plan. They had 153 rushing yards as a team. They played well, keeping the ball away from Patrick Mahomes, giving him less opportunities to go score. So you got to give the Broncos credit. The Chiefs. I'm not going to say this is a fluke game, bro. I'm not going to call it a fluke game. It's not a fluke game. They went in there with a game plan, followed their game plan, executed the game plan, came out as winner. So it's simple as that. It really is. They ran the ball, like I said, 153 rushing yards. They kept the ball at Patrick Mahomes' hands. 33, almost 34 minutes to like 26 minutes of possession time. So you take away the opportunities for them to score, and then it doesn't help when they're dropping passes and dropping touchdowns and all that stuff.
yeah.
So
and 29 had a good game too for Denver on the defense. I think
Justin Simmons had a pick.
Yeah, Justin Simmons had a pick.
Yeah,
29 had a pick. I don't know if he had a sack or not. I don't know what position he plays, but I know he had a pick for sure.
Jaquan McMillan.
Okay. But bruh, 7 points by Mahomes.
I think that's probably his worst fantasy performance.
It is. They already said it.
Yeah, that's probably his worst. It's definitely his worst fantasy performance. Like I said, this to me was all Denver.
Yeah.
And executing a game plan. They played well against KC, just like fantasy football said. But all right. So moving on, we game that we weren't really surprised about. I was surprised how it ended. It ended kind of weird. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Cardinals 31-24. Lamar Jackson 18-27, 157 yards, touchdown. Gus Edwards though. Sorry.
I know you were happy.
Oh, there it is. Ravens beat the Cardinals 21. Gus Edwards, 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Jared, are the Ravens the best team in the AFC?
I don't know. I don't know right now. because it's still a toss up between them, Cincinnati. I mean, Kansas City. They're 6-2, but I mean they got issues on the offensive side. Unlike
Mhm.
Baltimore, I mean, you got a disgruntled OBJ. I mean, I understand. Zay Flowers kind of disappointed me this week. Not gonna lie. Um, they're in contention of being the best one in the AFC right now. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that statement at all. I think they are. I think they are. Lamar Jackson is playing well. They're running the ball. Their defense has been playing pretty good for the most part. For some reason, Arizona just seems to stick around in games. It was crazy. Arizona kicks a field goal to go down by 7. I'm sorry. They go down by 10. They score a touchdown, go down by 10, and then get the onside kick. They go down there, get a field goal, and then they try for the onside kick again and then get it. But guess who they kicked it to? Guess who they kicked it to both times? Nelson Aguilar. And the first time it went through his fucking hands and they recovered it. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, they still scored 31 points.
Yeah.
I mean, do they go down the whole length of the field? Probably not. I mean, Josh Dobbs did throw 2 picks, So, maybe not. Maybe you take away a touchdown. Maybe interesting. It goes into overtime, something like that. But you're right. I mean, that defense is great. Defense is great. They still gave up 24 points, but that defense is still great. I don't think that just because of that their defense is like overrated or something.
Speaking of Josh Dobbs, fantasy value is going to go up now going to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially once JJ comes back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once JJ comes back, it'll be a whole new ball game for him. He's going to be playing with a talented receiver he's never played with before, ever in his career. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm actually kind of thrilled to watch it.
I don't know if you knew this, but Josh Dobbs has got a degree in rocket science.
I did not know this.
I didn't know that either. They were saying that,
high IQ football player. Then you know he's a high IQ guy that can learn a playbook quick.
That's exactly what they said. They were saying that Dobbs, it's not going to take Dobbs long to pick this up because he's got a degree in rocket science. I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, and he's intelligent, educated, high IQ guy. I mean, he's shown it with the Cardinals that he's got good IQ. Now he's not the best talent, but he's got good IQ. I don't disagree with that.
He played with Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. But all right, well, let's move it on. We have the Bengals topping the 49ers, 31-17. Burrow goes 28-32, 283, 3 touchdowns. Crazy game for him. On the flip side, though, Purdy goes 22-31, still a decent completion percentage. 365. That's not bad. All around the year with that one. 1 touchdown, 2 picks, though. Jared, is the reign of Brock Purdy done and over with?
I'm not saying it to be done, but I mean
Dobbs about to have more rushing yards than Madison will.
But I mean, for one, what were we saying? Purdy, I mean, he was Mr. Irrelevant for a reason,
Yeah.
But is he a product of the Shanahan weapons? I'm not saying of like the system all around. I'm saying because like he's got CMC, he's got Deebo, he's got Trent Williams, George Kittle. I mean, but is it better? Here, a better question: is it Purdy that's giving up games, or is it the defense that's giving up games?
Bro, I've been harping on this for the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks. Their secondary, outside of Hufanga, is trash. It is garbage. It's not good.
Booty cheeks, as fantasy would say.
Yeah, it is not good at all. Their cornerbacks are terrible, which is why they went and got Chase Young because they knew they weren't going to be able to get a good corner for a good price. So you go get a good pass rusher to try to help your corners out. So I understood the move why they went and did that. But man, their corners are terrible. They're bad. They really are. I've been harping on it. Like I said, Joe Burrow, 28 to 32, 283 and 3 touchdowns. Man's went crazy. You know, Joe Mixon actually chipped in too, 16 carries, 87 yards and a touchdown as well, which is big help for us in fantasy.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown. That's 26 points right there. I mean, what more do you want from him? George Kittle on the flip side, 9 receptions, 149 yards. Golly, I'm glad I didn't play him at all this week. And then they couldn't run the ball against the Bengals for some reason. Like, Brock Purdy was actually their leading rusher with 57 yards on scrambles. But as far as like actually running the ball, Christian McCaffrey, 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. They only threw their offense for the Bengals was just tearing that ass up.
I'm pretty sure McCaffrey now either tied a record or he broke a record.
And then they were driving. Like the thing is that San Francisco was driving the ball down the field. Pretty that's a good one. Yeah, San Francisco was moving the ball down the field. They outgained the Bengals. Bengals gave 400 yards whole offense. San Francisco had 460 yards whole offense. Here's the problem though: 2 interceptions thrown by Purdy and a fumble lost. So, I mean, who do you let that blame on? It's got to be on the quarterback. Granted, yeah, the defense doesn't give up 31 points. We don't have a problem, but you can't turn the ball over after you move the ball down the field.
Yeah, you can't turn the ball over twice and really expect to win.
Yeah. So, I mean, but Jared, let me ask you the question: is the reign of Brock Purdy done?
I'm gonna say yeah, because they got tape now. They figured out how to just make them do what they want them to do.
That's not gonna say he's not gonna win games, but I don't see them going to the Super Bowl this year.
As long as he's got CMC to run the ball and throw the ball at the back, as long as he's got a Hall of Famer and Trent Williams to protect his left side,
Yeah. I had them going too. I have since, and the crazy thing is I have this exact game as my Super Bowl matchup. That was my remember from the beginning of the year. I called Bengals 49ers. That was the teams that I thought was going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Could you see a Philly Cincinnati Super Bowl?
I could. I definitely could see that. But I want to be right. God damn it!
We're not always right.
Purdy's yards are yards after the catch and not air yards. For the most part, yeah, I agree with you. For the most part, but I've seen him make good throws. I have.
And Tony Romo pointed that out too at one point in the game. And then, but speaking of the yards thing for Purdy, I found this out today about Mac. I don't think Mac has any attempts of 20 yards in the thrown. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was another thing I forgot to talk about because they asked O'Brien about that. He's like, "Yeah, we had plays drawn up for it, but
it just doesn't get executed."
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. That's a typical media answer. Bengals though, only 1 penalty in this game. I mean, San Francisco only really had 5. That's not a terrible amount, but it's still it's decent. But Bengals only 1 penalty. That's good. I don't know. It's good football or bad refereeing.
It's like the Philly Miami game, the 10-0.
Not further than 40 yards, Jared.
Oh, okay.
Like through the air.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Well, let's move it on to the next game. So get through a couple more. We got 2 more games left. Start with the Sunday night football game. Chargers win over the Bears 30-13. Eckler 9 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown out the backfield. Insanity. Justin Herbert, 31 of 40, 298, 3 touchdowns. Eckler threw in 29 yards on 15 carries. They could not find a run game, although they still got him going out of the backfield, especially with Mike Williams being down. They need that. Quentin Johnson, 5 catches for 50 yards. I thought he was going to get a touchdown this game. Did not happen. Parham caught the one that I thought he was going to get. Austin Eckler caught the other one. Keenan Allen, 8 receptions for 69 yards. Not a crazy game, but not a terrible game either, especially with 8 receptions. Most of the team. Jared, can the Chargers make a wild card spot this postseason with this team? Right now, they're sitting at 3-4. It's not a terrible. It's not a terrible record. In the first 7 games, first 8 weeks of the season, going into week 9, they still have half the season left. Can they make a playoff spot?
They better. Staley's out of a job. I can tell you that much. He better hope they make the wild card.
Yeah, because they're not going to win their division. Not with the Chiefs there.
Yeah, that's worst case. That's best case scenario is making a wild card right now.
Yeah.
Worst case is playoffs. You're getting fired off rip.
I can see him getting fired. That's what I'm saying. Especially if they don't make the playoffs, he's definitely going to get fired. Chargers are fraudsters, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think that they're a contender, but it's crazy to me all the talent they have, bro. I play Madden with them, and I'm in a Madden league, and I just won the Super Bowl with them with that exact team. I didn't trade anybody. I kept the whole team, and I still won the Super Bowl with that team in Madden. Right, and it's Madden.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, come on. You have the talent to win, and you're just not getting it done. At the end of the day, who does that fall on, Jared?
The coach.
Exactly, the coach. It's not the team, it's the coach. The coach is not that good. He's just not. Brandon Staley's not good. You get a better coach. I could do a better job than Brandon Staley. That's the problem.
Yep. And like Brandon all into this fucking analytics of going for like on 4th down or whatever. But I mean, at that point, you gotta say fuck the analytics and just do what's right. Like,
yeah, you gotta play smart football at a certain time. You can't just do all that shit.
Yeah, if you're on a 4th and 3 on the 10-yard line, better score. Don't go for it. Kick the fucking field goal.
January 7th, Chiefs knocking Chargers out of the playoffs. I could see that. Especially if they play like they did in the first half of the season. Especially if they play like that. Now, if they play like they played against the Bears last night, they'll win a lot more games. But not last night, Sunday night. They'll win a lot more games. But I mean, they're the talent level that they have does not constitute the record that they have. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's got to be the coach. Chargers will need that win, probably.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it. Unless they go on some type of tear in these last bit. You look at their schedule, and their schedule isn't all that pretty. They got the Jets Monday night next week. They got Lions at home. They're at the Packers. They can win that game. They're home against the Ravens. That's going to be a tough one. Then they're at New England to face the Patriots. Home against the Chargers. At the Raiders. Then they're home against the Bills. And then the Chargers on the road against the Broncos. And then they got the Chiefs at home to end the season.
And
they need to win the games they should. Exactly, yeah. Like, they should beat the Jets. They should beat the Jets. They should beat the Packers. They should beat the Patriots. They should beat the Raiders. They should beat the Broncos. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games right there. That makes them 8-4. So with the other ones, against the Lions, they can win that game. Are they going to win that game? Should they win that game? No, they shouldn't win that game, but they can win that game. Against the Ravens, I don't think so. They lose that game. That's an automatic loss. Against the Bills at home, that'll be a tough one. That's going to be the one I think is going to swing their season. If they win that game, they'll make the playoffs. If they lose that game, they're out. That's the game I think that they're going to need. 3 weeks through the third to last game of the season, December 23rd. I'm telling you now, mark it on your calendars. The Chargers are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. And unless they win that game with the Bills, they're going to get knocked out. I'm telling you.
And then Staley will be out of a job.
Yep. because they'll beat the Broncos the following week, or they should beat the Broncos the following week. But then you got the Chiefs at home in the last game of the season,
If
and anything goes.
if they lose to the Broncos, bro, that might just be a wrap for Staley right there.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But all right, let's get into this last game real quick. All right, Lions stumped the Raiders 26-14. Jahmyr Gibbs, 26 carries, 152 yards, and a touchdown. Went crazy.
He was
Jared
on my-
Goff, he's on your bench?
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches, 108 yards. Jared Goff, 26-37, 272 touchdown, interception. On the flip side, Jimmy Garoppolo, terrible. 10-21, not even 50% completion percentage. 126 an interception. Josh Jacobs played decently, 15 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. He was also their leading receiver with 2 catches for 27 yards. Absolutely terrible, Jared. The Raiders, they fire their GM, their head coach, their offense coordinator. They bench Garoppolo. Why not trade Adams at the deadline? I do not know.
I mean, he I don't think he wants to be there anymore, honestly.
He definitely doesn't want to be there anymore.
It's like it's
He doesn't want to be there.
yeah, it's not what he signed up for. Like he signed up to go play with Derek Carr and with the Raiders, and the Raiders fucked that up because one, McDaniels is not a head coach. We've seen this time and time again that he's not a coach with Denver, how he fucked up Denver. He got offered the job he took the job with Indianapolis, but turned right back around and came back. And then now we're seeing it a year and a half. Well, we saw it a year and a half. So I mean, he's obviously not a head coach material.
Oh, definitely not.
Now, does this hinder him on getting a new job as a coordinator? There's a very good chance he does not have another coordinator job.
Not right now. You're gonna have to wait the rest of the season, but not right now. I want you to check this out though. The Raiders are now paying $80 million for John Gruden and Josh McDaniels to not coach their teams. Just want to throw that information out there. That's funny as fuck.
That is insane.
I just don't see the deal in not trading Adams. Like I get it. Like you don't want a team to give him for cheap. Like because like you'll in reality, if they trade him to another team, that team will have him for another 2 years, and they'll only be paying $21 million. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want that. But my thing is, why not trade him? Get the draft capital. Your team sucks. You need a quarterback. You get draft capital to get a quarterback.
You're most likely getting a first rounder back.
We ties that McDaniels bullet. No one wanted to pay that. That is also something I thought about.
Yeah, because he's what a year. He's like 2 years to that contract because he went last year and now this year. So he's that contract. I don't remember what the contract he signed was, but
that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
But I mean,
yeah, I mean, I just don't get the point in not trading him away. I mean, you're probably asking for a lot, and you shouldn't have been asking for a lot, but you should ask for a comfortable amount. And they were probably asking for like 2 firsts, you know what I'm saying, or a first and a second, and people are like, no, like, we'll give you a second for him, or maybe just 1 first, or like a first and like a fourth, maybe a first and a fifth. But I'm not gonna give you 2 firsts for him. No, that's not happening.
Yep.
But all right, Jared, that was a solid show, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us on After the Huddle here. As always, we appreciate everybody that comes in, leaves comments, likes, shares, subscribe, all that good stuff to do on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Adams with the Raiders ends in 2026. Exactly. It's like 3 years down the line, 3.5 years down the line. 3 years, 2 years and a half. My bad. 2.5 years down the line. So no sense in not trading them. You need to rebuild.
Yeah, they may not rebuild, but with the cap thing, they're about to deal with what you just said.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the cap hit for them if they keep him is going to be bigger than if they would if they trade him to somebody else. That's the issue.
I mean, who?
Like if they keep him and it's bigger, but they trade him to somebody else, then they'll be paying cheap. That team will be paying cheaper on Adams than they originally would be, and they don't want that.
At this point, they're just gonna have to start promoting people from in office, because I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who's gonna have? I don't know who's gonna come out of an off team, or I mean from another team in the league to come coach there, because that's two coaches within contract years of getting fired by them. I mean, Gruden had a 10-year contract who got fired 3 to 4 years into it. And then they were saying, I don't remember who was saying it earlier, but when Gruden was there, they improved almost every year. I think they were like 8 and something, or maybe not even 8 and something. Maybe they were so early in the season when he got fired, but they had a decent record when Gruden had to get fired. When the email came out.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the conversations. We'll be back here on.
Want to do Friday, Saturday?
We might have to do tomorrow, to be honest with you. Pick games,
Okay.
possibly, because I got work.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might be back tomorrow.
All right.
We'll figure it out. Y'all just keep posting on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. Post and look for a post from us, and we'll have it up about when we're gonna do it next.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all, everybody. As always, go Giants. Fuck the Patriots.
Here we go.